Markets with an incredible recovery today, but I'm sorry to break it to you. We're getting ready to short it. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you're having an amazing Friday. Today is December 20th, and Tesla is one of the main stocks that I'm looking at, but it's not just Tesla, right? That's my focus. That doesn't have to be yours. Just so you know, I'm looking for this thing to break below EMA and actively trade below $435 per share to add more to my short position. Tesla became incredibly overbought. It hit lows of $410 per share, and I think that it can continue to sell off. I want to remind you, my opinion is not facts. It doesn't mean that it has to continue to sell off, and just because I see there to be downside potential doesn't mean that you need to, right? Obviously, if I was 100% certain, I would go with every penny of my account right now, and that's not the case. You can never be 100% certain. So I'm trying to do my part in waiting for confirmation before I add more to my short position, but I wanted to make you guys aware with this huge rally up. Again, now with where we are, if it does end up selling off to even the lows we made today to 417, that's 5% of potential downside. If we go back to pre-market lows of 410 per share, that's a 6.7% sell-off. If I go in with 2 to 300K, I mean, we're talking about a 12 to maybe 18K day for me just for shorting one stock. And again, all I had to do was wait for this thing to rip up and begin to correct itself. It's not just Tesla though. NASDAQ market, incredibly overbought, but this thing is very bullish. It's not even showing signs of reversals just yet. MSTR, it's screaming overbought. Incredibly overbought, no confirmation of this thing actively selling off. So again, I would still wait for confirmation. It hit lows of 300. What's the ROI potential on this? Well, from current price levels, if it does sell off back to 300, that's 14% of potential downside. Obviously, MSTR comes at a much greater form of risk as it's a lot more volatile than many of the others. The thing that we talked about today is for PLTR. PLTR continues to trade within the same range of highs of 77 and lows of 71. So again, a little bit more on the overbought side. We'll see how the market continues to trade. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date on where the market is currently at and what I'm looking for. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Are you just buying into the dip of this sell-off and hoping that the market recovers? Or do you think that things can get worse before they get better? I can't just talk about good news or bad news, though. I need to make sure that I talk about the good news. There were good reports that came out today that is in support of the Federal Reserve. So it somewhat does justify a nice little push up. Do I think that it changes the overall sentiment of what we experienced in the past 2 days? No, because remember, the market was selling off because the Federal Reserve decided to change their approach on how many interest rate cuts in 2025. They originally were expecting 4, now they're only expecting 2. But today, the PCE report, which is the Federal Reserve's favorite way to be able to track inflation, came out today, and it actually came out lower than what was expected. Our expectation was going to be, I think it was, 2.5%. We previously were at 2.3, but we came in at 2.4. So inflation is still increasing, just not as much as what the market was forecasting. So that's what I want you to understand when it comes down to this. Nonetheless, it's still increasing. It's still a concern. And we still only have 2 interest rate cuts in 2025. But we'll see. We'll see if we get confirmation of this thing actively selling off. And if so, I'll make sure that if you're part of my LPP team, I'll keep you guys up to date. And if we don't, and markets continue to recover, then again, that could present a great dip buy opportunity for those that see the markets recovering back to previous highs. I personally believe markets are incredibly overbought and overvalued within this short period of time, and I think that they are long overdue for a correction. But again, that's just my opinion. My opinions are not facts. There's many times that I think markets are overbought and they continue to rally, right? So I want to make sure that you understand that. It's just the way that, again, the markets have traded the past 2 days. I want to see if they end the week, which tends to be a common factor, in the same way that they've kind of been trending. And the market's been trending exceptionally bearish. So I want to see if that bearish selling pressure begins to kick in, especially as we get closer to the closing hours, because again, the market's closed over the weekend, and some people might want to mitigate risk by reducing their position size or exposure as markets have ultimately possibly changed direction. So very excited to follow up. I hope to see you for our live trading session on Monday. And if you're ready to join, second link in the description down below will get you access to LPP and our daily live trading sessions for $1 a day is what it breaks down to. If you have any questions before signing up, feel free to comment down below and we'd love to answer any questions you might have. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.